What happens when you mix folk, rock, and psychedelia into one legendary sound? You get the BYRDS iconic band that didn't just ride the waves of the 60s counterculture, they helped shape it. But behind their harmonies and jangly guitars lies a bittersweet story, one marked by groundbreaking music and untimely farewells. In this video, we honor the fallen voices of the BYRDS, exploring their roles, their contributions, their exits from this world, and the legacies they left behind. From the heartbreaking loss of Gene Clark to the sudden end of Clarence White, each story is as haunting as it is unforgettable. So stick with us as we walk through the lives and graves of the BYRDS departed legends. Before we take flight, drop a comment with your favorite BYRDS song. Maybe it's Turn, 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 or Mr. Tambourine Man. And don't forget to subscribe for more timeless music history. The BYRDS were formed in Los Angeles in 1964, and with their fusion of Bob Dylan's lyrical depth and the Beatles' electric polish, they created magic. Hits like 8 Miles High, I'll Feel a Whole Lot Better, and My Back Pages secured their place in rock history. But fame wasn't always kind, and behind the scenes, fractures formed. Some bandmates came and went, while others never got the chance to return. Let's begin with David Crosby, a founding member who brought rich harmonies and psychedelic flair. Known for Lady Friend and co-writing. Why, Crosby's voice was integral to the early BYRDS sound. Despite his talent, he was fired in 1967 after clashing with other members over creative direction. Crosby went on to achieve massive success with Crosby, Stills, Nash, but he always acknowledged his BYRDS roots. On January 18, 2023, Crosby passed away at age 81 from complications related to COVID-19. He died in Santa Ynez, California, and was cremated, with his ashes reportedly scattered at sea. He left behind a wife, Jan Dance, and his son. Even in death, his voice still echoes in every harmony. Next is Graham Parsons, who wasn't there from the start but changed the game when he joined in 1968, during the Sweetheart of the Rodeo 2 era. He helped usher in the country rock sound that would influence generations. Parsons sang on Hickory Wind and You're Still on My Mind, adding emotional grit to the group's smooth edges. But he left the band after just a few months due to disputes about touring South Africa during apartheid. Tragically, Parsons died of a drug overdose at just 26 years old in 1973 in Joshua Tree, California. In a bizarre twist, his body was stolen by a friend who attempted to cremate him in the deserta, strange yet heartfelt tribute. His official burial took place at Garden of Memory Cemetery in Louisiana. Graham left behind a cult following and no children, but a burning influence that still blazes in alt country. Then there's Gene Clark, the band's original lead vocalist and principal songwriter. His haunting melodies like Set You Free This Time and She Don't Care About Time showcased a soul older than his years. Clark left the BYRDS early due to a fear of flying and tensions with other members, but he never stopped creating music. Sadly, years of addiction and health struggles caught up with him. On May 24, 1991, Gene died at just 46 in Sherman Oaks, California, from a bleeding ulcer related to alcohol abuse. He was buried at Tipton Cemetery in Tipton, Missouri. He left behind 2 sons and a body of work that's only grown more revered with time. To this day, fans and fellow musicians regard him as one of rock's unsung heroes. Clarence White, the guitar wizard who joined the band in 1968, revolutionized the BYRDS' later sound with his mastery of the Bender guitar. Tracks like Lover of the Bayou and Truck Stop Girl wouldn't be the same without his twangy brilliance. White had a warm camaraderie with fellow members, often seen lifting the mood backstage. But tragedy struck in July 1973 when Clarence was hit by a drunk driver while loading equipment after a gig. He died in Palmdale, California, at only 29. He was buried at Joshua Memorial Park in Lancaster, California. He left behind a wife, Susie, and 2 children. His influence lives on in the fingers of every modern country rock guitarist. Lastly, Skip Batten, who joined the band in 1970, added a quirky, poetic touch to the later BYRDS albums like Birdmaniacs and Farther Along. Known for co-writing songs like America's Great National Pastime, he was often the glue in a fractured lineup. Skip remained active in music long after the Byrds' breakup. He died on July 6, 2003, in Silverton, Oregon, after battling Alzheimer's disease. He was 69 and cremated, with his ashes reportedly held by family. He left behind a son and countless fans who admired his resilience and good humor, even during the Byrds' toughest days. As for the Byrds themselves, are they still flying? While the original group officially disbanded decades ago, occasional reunions sparked through the years, mostly involving McGuinn, Crosby, and Hillman. Today, no formal Byrds lineup is active, though their music continues to inspire covers, tributes, and new generations. Songs like Chestnut Mare and So You Want to Be a Rock and Roll Star still ring true, timeless, and untamed. Let us know in the comments what's your favorite Byrds track, and which of these legends do you wish had stayed longer. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more,